Hello, people of the internet. It is your boy Kishiwishi, and today we are going to be talking about how we can stop these metal drinking clankers. Right? So, if you haven't seen, I'm gonna show you the advancements in AI and robotics is getting to the point where if we want humans to still be the main race on this planet in the future, and I know I'm making this sound super dystopian, but it is what it is, we need to start acting now. And before I get into my main topic and the main thing I want to talk about, I'm just gonna show you what is happening in the year of 2026. So look at this. Okay, I guess there's no audio.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
This is just in. 1X has unveiled the most advanced robotic hand ever developed. So if you know, one of the major limitations for AI and robotics is actually being able to make a robot do these small, like this, me being able to do such a terrible example. Maybe I need something smaller and more manageable. But me being able to do something like this is a very advanced thing you need to program and engineer into a robot. Terrible example. Batteries. You see, me picking up this tiny battery and being able to do these little micro movements with it is a very advanced and very complicated process to get down in robotics. And the fact that they just casually have a robot now that can do stuff like that, probably even better than me, because you know, the one thing about robotics, there's no room for human error. Like, it can replicate an action efficiently as long as the environment around it stays the same. It will be able to mimic the same exact action 1,000 times over. Humans, maybe you lose your balance, maybe your arm's tired, maybe you just aren't as motivated for one spin. Those are different factors that robotics can take out. And if we allow robotics to fully take over, there's going to be no more humans. But let's go back into the other stuff they were showing off. So right here, tomorrow we're unveiling the most advanced robotic hand in human history. Okay. So those are the little motors. You see, look how complicated that is. That's not your grandpa's gears and nuts and bolts inside of a machine that spin together and pull and push and pull. This isn't just pushing and pulling. Well, it's still pushing and pulling, but it's more advanced pushing and pulling. Like, look, like what? I can't even do that. Like, it does that so, like, it's doing this, but at a much faster rate than I can. The new robot hand features 24 degrees of freedom, including 22 actuated joints across the fingers, thumb, and palm, plus a 2 degree of freedom of wrist. So, and the thing is, guys, with robots, why stop there? Why limit it to those planes of motions that humans can do? What if you want a robotic hand that can do this, that, and see, like my hand can't turn that way, but a robot's hand probably could. I don't know why you would need it to turn that way, but it has more freedom of movement. It's not limited by ligaments and joints that need to be in a specific place to keep the integrity of the joint. You can create it if it's a fucking robot. And people aren't alarmed about this. People aren't going crazy over this. At least not right now. Look at this. Nigga. It can pick, bro. It fully did this. It can screw in a light bulb and it can turn the light bulb on. See, these are very minor things that you as an everyday person don't think about, because intuitively as humans, we made these things so we are able to do it. But if we can create things that are artificial that can do the same thing, why not get rid of the biological one, right? Let me show you another example. It can pick up a screw. It can. Okay, well that's not that impressive. No. It's taking all our jobs. And the Lego pieces to, bro. I'm starting. I'm increasingly starting to feel like. What the hell? I'm increasingly starting to feel like Will Smith from iRobot. Like, no, we don't. iRobot. You see, iRobot's one of those movies where it's not really grounded in reality, but it's low-key starting to. iRobot. The fact that he hates AI or robotics because it failed to do the human thing of saving someone, or it shows logic over the humanity. That aspect of the movie, that's literally what the whole movie's about, by the way, if you haven't seen it. My problem is not whether or not the robots are gonna help or save people. My problem is that it's gonna replace people. That's what movies like that don't necessarily go into. I already know someone's gonna be like, actually you're wrong. Terminator's about that. No. Movies that are about robots rising up and killing us is a lot different than corporations making robots to replace workers. I'm not talking about them killing us. I'm talking about them replacing workers. What happens when you get laid off from a McDonald's job because they hire a robot? What happens when a robot like this can be a surgeon? Doctors don't need jobs anymore. Because remember, the whole point of doing the surgery is that you need to be precise. You need to cut it correctly. You need to know exactly what you're doing. There's no room for error. But, you know, as a human, there is room for human error. That's why the best of the best surgeons just have steady hands. But why would you spend $100,000, right? Or however much a surgeon's salary is. Why would you as a company pay surgeons top dollar when you can just buy a humanoid robot that can do the same procedure the same exact way 1,000 times over? This is why we need to, it sounds counterintuitive. Oh, but productivity for the corporations will go up. Jobs will be even better if robots do it. Yeah, jobs will be better for the companies if robots do it. But what are you gonna do, nigga, when you don't have a fucking job because a robot's doing it? Now you think they're gonna magically print money and you're gonna live a lavish lifestyle? Like, we're not in Wall-E. Let's see what else. My bumbo. Me bumbo. And it can charge itself. It can charge itself. See, and this is one of the things that's low-key pissing me off right now. They can do this for robots. But what about prosthesis? I don't think there's a single prosthesis that is as advanced as this, where you can move the individual fingers on a massive scale. But best believe these fucking robots are gonna get mass-produced in like the next 10 years. If I'm wrong, hopefully I'm wrong and humanity bounces back. But we're gonna get into the real topic of this video. I believe the best way to combat the AI robot uprising, and it's gonna sound like I'm pro-natalist, which I am pro-natalist because I'm a human being and I would like my species and my bloodline to continue. But having children, having babies, having little kiddos, having little mini-me's, I believe that is the one and only way to combat the rise of the robots. Because in the modern day, as of right now, instead of us being replaced, and I'm saying us as an American, and I understand I'm not necessarily American, I'm Jamaican, but I'm an American citizen, hoorah. What they're doing today with the collapse in birth rate, instead of, because, you know, in order to, we need to, I think, replacement is 2.1 births per woman, but we're at like 1.6, so we're below replacement. So what do? Oh, the American people aren't having enough babies, so we're gonna replace them with immigrants. That's gonna soon change from, instead of having, you know, all these immigration policies being pro-immigration just so they can have more people in the population that can do work, it's gonna turn to, hey, why import these stinky immigrants when we can have these clean robots? And you're probably looking at me like I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, there is going to be someone that's going to make that same exact argument when this is viable. And when this does become viable, we as American people, or not even American people, just as a global society, we need to understand corporations, politicians, the elite, they do not care about the general population because the general population doesn't affect them. And the reason why the general population doesn't affect respect them is because we play into their hands. People are looking at this like, oh, this is cool. Oh, this is great. Oh my God, the wonders that can happen with it. But the people that are actually in power, they're thinking about that and how they can replace you. Because at the end of the day, in a capitalist society, with capitalism being first and foremost the most important thing, I am not against capitalism. I'm against late stage capitalism where it turns people's pain into profits. Like you if you go to any marketing class, sales class, they call it pain points. What's your demographics pain point so you can sell them the product? So it literally, they profit from your pain. Oh, this is something that you're not meeting. This is a goal, or this is a necessity you need. We're going to provide you the solution to that. What happens when the problem is that there's not enough people to do the jobs? The solution is to replace them with something that can do it 10 times better, maybe 1,000 times better. So what we can do to combat this, learn actual skills, not just these little fucking TikTok dances. Learn how to cook, learn how to clean, basic shit that your great grandmammy has been doing for centuries. Learn how to hunt, get your own food. Me personally, I recently went to the gun range. Before he shoots his...
Like this?
Are you on the site?
I think so. But I'm so
Don't
scared.
look at me, look at where you're shooting. There you go.
Yo, I feel like I'm about to pass out. Get that shit off here.
Ooh, Special Agent Sophia, GI Sophia, GI Candelaria. Don't. Why the fuck are you turning with it? Yeah, I'm becoming more American by the day. I went to the gun range and goddamn, when I pulled that Glock trigger for the first time, that Glock 19, and when I pulled the trigger of that Smith & Wesson pistol, ooh, we almost buttered my britches. Like that shit was so good. But jokes aside, learn skills, make babies, and not only make babies, because a lot of people get to the step of making babies, but they don't get to the next step. When you make the baby, raise it to be a functional member of society, and not a functional member of society where they do the bare minimum and they just go into debt and keep giving money to the fucking government, because that is technically a functional member of society. You're helping the government make more fucking money, or the corporations make more money. Teach them skills that will make them a well-rounded person so they can be valuable for their skills and not for their wallet. Simple as that. Because a lot of people running around nowadays have grown up either very pampered or very traumatized, so they're stuck in their own ways, and they don't really contribute to society as to make it better or to progress for the everyday person. They just benefit the corporations and the politicians that will make policies that takes money away from the people who do have the good proper skill sets and the proper money skills, and funnel it onto the weaker, dumber people who's going to keep voting them and giving them more power because they're the majority. A majority of people are stupid, a majority of people are retarded, and a majority of people are going to vote for whoever is going to make a welfare program that benefits them. But if we change the majority into becoming intelligent, smart, understanding, empathetic, and I'm not saying the suicidal empathy where you will be empathetic at your own detriment. No, empathetic where you can actually put yourself in another person's eyes and their situation to understand, okay, that's why they did this. If you can fully do that and then teach your children to do that as well, and it just, humanity is safe. Humanity is safe. Simple as that. If we can just get back to our roots of, storytelling, learning from one another, and not just, oh, the internet told me this, because 90% of the shit you see on the internet now, especially if you're like on algorithmic apps like TikTok and Instagram, who's to say that's not all bots? Like, who's to say majority of the accounts that you're like, maybe this page is an AI chatbot trying to promote this, Like, we're at a point in society where we're going to increasingly become less and less trusting of each other because we're less and less trusting of the internet. The internet is not real life. And I think that's a thing that people don't understand. Those conversations conversations and arguments that you have on the internet about concepts or like ideas of like, oh, this is how things should be. Yeah, you can talk about it on the internet, but once you go outside, whatever ideology you believe goes out the window if a nigga pulls up on you with a gun. Oh yes, I believe in Black Lives Matter, and I'm a 22-year-old white girl from college, and I love black people because Instagram told me to. What are you gonna do when a nigga robs you at gunpoint? I bet you don't think Black Lives Matter at that point, do you? So very out there example, but basically what I'm saying, you can say one thing on the internet, but reality will throw you another thing. Bring reality to the internet. Don't bring the internet to reality. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to comment down below, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.